So here's the thing about Siobhan Roy from Succession.
Shivy, shivy, shivy.
Every child of Logan Roy is so tragic in their own way, but watching Shiv's journey from season 1 to 3 has been downright painful. I know a lot of people are not fans of her, as you shouldn't be. You really shouldn't like any of the characters in this show, because they're all terrible, but you can definitely feel sorry for them, and I've never quite felt so sorry as I have for Siobhan Roy. Season 1 on rewatch is actually painful. She tries so hard to get out from her family business, and she gets so very close. It's amazing to watch Logan scramble and hem and haw because she's doing it all to, quote, spite him, because in his world, everything is about him. I really wanted Shiv to go with Gil. Just remove yourself from this company, the name, the policy, everything, and strike out on your own talent. She does have some political consultant talent, at least, to get that far, right? As much as Raya says she thinks she's smarter than she actually is, she does have a lot of good instincts. I think it's interesting that he mistakes her for Marcia early on when she forces her way in to go see him. Maybe it says something about the fact that she's a woman and he will always see her as one. She was never presented with opportunity and she feels shut out, right? I mean, she should have. Maybe this is a little far, taken revenge on them and gone on to be successful in her own right without using her name. And I feel like the shame of being shunned out from the business materializes into her unfaithfulness and unwillingness to commit to Tom. She's basically doing to him what her father has done to her all of her life. It's not okay, it's just really sad and a cycle that never ends. She's shut out of every decision that the brothers or her father makes with the business the entire season, and she gets other career offers. She was so close to going to live that other life, and then season 2 happened. Logan is, I'm sure, unhappy that she's made a name for herself elsewhere and ends up offering the position of CEO. By all accounts, we all knew that it was far too soon and far too easy for it to just be Shiv. He's dangling it in front of her so that she, like a horse chasing a carrot, will run on the treadmill for however long he likes. But he won't commit to her. And that's evidenced by the Pierce dinner and pretty much how he treats her all through the next 2 seasons. She fully believes him and wants him so badly to include her and respect her, but he is only doing that to get her attention. Like her mom says in season 3, he never saw anything he loved that he didn't kick just to see if it would come back. And I think that with that neglect comes her acting out. She's very bold in the moves that she makes for the company, like in the interview for Argistus. She goes a little too far, in spite of her father, most likely out of frustration. And it ends up lashing out on Roman, which is even worse. Like Rhea says, Shiv thinks she's smarter than she actually is. She thinks these positions are hers to take, but realistically they're not hers. They're Logan's to give. And he gives it to Rhea. But because of her acting out, he distances her even further. By the end of season 2, even though she does a lot of work for the company, like in episodes such as DC, fucked up work, but work nonetheless, Logan has essentially no intention to name her the next CEO. And that can be seen even further by how they interact in season 3. Season 3 starts out with Shiv frustrated. She fails one task, and her father immediately sidelights her. Just like last season, she acts out again, and is reaching so close to be able to break free, but the donuts, they spook her. In returning to him, she gets a tiny little reward from him just by being named president. But once again, he is just fucking her around, giving her a fake title with no power at all. She is not able to do anything. Her father undermines her at every turn, and she's clearly not respected by the rest of the company because of how her father won't commit to her. She even goes the extra mile to make her brother look bad for him. Why? Why? She saves the company at the shareholders meeting, and her father is actually disappointed in her somehow. He gives her no praise, except for when she falters, just to get her back on board. Just enough praise to get her to respect him again. He doesn't take her recommendation for the newest president. He doesn't include her on the Gojo conversations. He has no interest in actually having her participate. He just wants her around. He wants her to want him. And sadly, it works very often. Her conversation with her mom is very telling about her relationship with her father and with her mother. She's so cold and provides no sort of solace from her father. She even criticizes her and blames her for taking her father's side all the time. She's a kid. What is she supposed to do? I mean, who says that they shouldn't have had kids to their kids? Like, what? Are you okay? And then when she finally gets the courage to go out from under him, it doesn't work. He still wins, and they have no power. I can't wait to see where she goes from this. I hope she finds her own worth. I really do. Even though everyone on the show is a horrible, terrible person. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting us on Patreon. There you can get videos early, you can get full reactions, and you can choose whatever you want to see on the channel. So it's a really great way to support us and get some extra content for yourself. But who's your favorite character in Succession? I would say Shiv is probably my favorite to watch, but again, I don't really like any of the characters because they are all terrible people. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!